Hello and welcome. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Piché and I am a photo-based artist here in Ottawa. And today I'm going to talk to you about my practice and my work called Beyond Visible. Beyond Visible is a series of images that uses photographic abstraction using actually in-camera techniques to look at the subject of string theory. I take my inspiration from all the things that are around me. It could be a snippet of conversation, something I hear, something I read, an event, local, international, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And I take all this stuff, it has to grab my attention, and I take all this stuff and I write it down in a book and I stick it in the back of my head, kind of like a mental filing cabinet, and I just let it sit there. And it takes sometimes a couple of days, and sometimes it takes a couple of months, maybe longer. But connections start to happen, and you start to look at things in different ways, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, I have a project, I have something to go with. It's a starting point, and I need that. I cannot just take my camera and go out and hope that inspiration helps or finds me. It doesn't work for me that way. I need a starting point, and that's how I find my starting point. Doesn't mean my end point looks like anything that I envision, but it's nice to have that beginning. My processes, they involve film, digital. I will scan, whatever serves the work. I like experimental in-camera techniques. I love black and white. I love abstraction, but I don't use those exclusively and let the others sit. They're just tools in the toolbox. And I take whatever I need to help get the vision from here out onto a piece of paper. Case in point, the whole last year, I shot exclusively in black and white. But for Beyond Visible, I used color because it worked in color. It suited the vision for that. And so I think it's important to be able to switch in and out and not get tied down to one technique or one format or one camera. It's important to have that vision. So let's talk about Beyond Visible. My background is technology. I'm an electronic technologist, and I always thought that when I finished that world, I'd put it into a nice little box, shove it to the side, and life would be good. And it hasn't quite worked out that way. In the last couple of years, it's slowly been seeping back into my work. And I find that I am a translator between the invisible and the visible. So let me explain that. I take the math and, the sciences that it supports, all around us. It affects us every day, but it's behind us. It's invisible. We don't see it. We just use whatever it produces. So I take that invisible math and I translate it into visible art. Something that you can see, something that you can understand, something that you can grasp onto. And I think it's an important connection to make. Beyond Visible looks at string theory. And in string theory, there is this very controversial idea of the multiverse. And the multiverse simply states that we're not alone. There is more than one universe. There could be a ton of them. It depends on, what theory you subscribe to. And Beyond Visible, the foundation for that was simply, what if? What if this were true? What if we're not the only universe out there? What would these spaces look like? What if we could go there? What would they look like? This is awesome. It's such a cool idea, right? But Beyond Visible doesn't really give you any answers, and it's not intended to. I don't want to tell you what you should think. What Beyond Visible is, it's a conduit into the conversation. It is a visual media to open up the conversation on things that are hard to wrap your head around. So I would really love for you to see it, and it will be on my website. So check it out. You'll find the website in the information below. Check it out, get back to me, let me know what you think, because everybody's interpretation of art is different, and it would be awesome to hear what you think. That's it. That's me, my processes. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon. Bye.